Welcome to Movies, Music, Sports, and Life. This is Jay Spruill. Y'all like my shirt? What you know about that? Um, I really like the movie Bullet Train. I'm kind of surprised by that. Um, 2022 is almost over. I have not been overly impressed with the movies that came out this year, um, including Top Gun. A lot of people have been saying that Top Gun is the best movie that came out this year. I just thought it was just, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't nearly the movie that the critics have kind of fawned over it to be. But just decent nonetheless. I mean, very good for a sequel, and good for Tom Cruise in the sense of him to be, well into his 60s now and still, be able to bring people out to the theaters. I think Top Gun Maverick is being celebrated more because it got people out, but yeah, it wasn't that great. But Bullet Train, I'm pretty sure Wakanda Forever is probably gonna surpass it for me. But up to this point, Bullet Train is my favorite movie of the year. So let's talk about it. Basically, set in Japan. A lot of people do not realize this, but rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. But his dad played overseas in Japan in a place that he thought was called Kobe, but it's really pronounced Kobe. Kobe, Japan. And so we've been calling him Kobe all this time. It's really Kobe. But in Japan, they have a train that can go 275 miles per hour, hence the term bullet train. If I'm not mistaken, I think bullets travel from projectile weapons even faster than 275. But nonetheless, Brad Pitt is the main character, and he is sent on a mission simply to retrieve a briefcase that has quite a bit of money in it to the higher ups. To he doesn't really care why they need it, why they want it. He gets paid an excellent amount of money to get it done. But I guess he went through some type of traumatic experience. I mean, being a hitman, an assassin, or whatever, how would you not have traumatic experiences? But in a weird way, he has decided that he wants to try to do this job without using violence, which is buffoonery. But I guess that gives his character some type of angle that he's trying to talk it out and like use therapy session, vocabulary and language, like use your words and all that stuff that other criminals don't care about. And there are other people on this train that also want this briefcase. And of course, they don't know until they know that the other people on the train are there for the same reasons. And then there's people getting on the train who have scores to settle. But what I find refreshing, and since the majority of the people who support my channel and watch my channel are African American, the surprise of this movie is Brian Tyree Henry, aka Paperboy from Atlanta. And he kind of has a blonde sponge twist in his hair, and he talks about his brother. He does an incredible British accent in here, and apparently he was raised with a white guy who I believe to be Aaron Taylor Johnson, who you know from Godzilla and the movie Kick Arse, Part 1 and Part 2. And they were raised in London together. They clearly show them like watching soccer or rugby on TV together when they were like 5, 6 years old, but they never really give a real explanation of how they were brothers. But in the assassin world, they are referred to as the twins. And because they're not trying to bring attention to themselves, there's a lot of scenes when they are quietly fighting. Somebody stabs somebody in the thigh, and they, you know, so that brings for a lot of comedy. I'm not gonna lie and say that these aren't ideas and things that you haven't seen before, but Tyree is interesting and just kind of captures your attention every time he's on the screen. Whether he's arguing with his brother, um, whether he's reacting to things that have happened to his brother or other people, um, he has a very questionable and weird way of sizing up people, assessing people, reading people. And it's kind of a life philosophy. He gets it all from Thomas the Train. So ironic that the movie is called Bullet Train, and everything around Brian Tyree Henry's world, aka one of the twins, is basically which character are you from Thomas the Train. And based on if he can tell if you're lying to him, if you're loyal, if you're vicious, different things, all of his assessment goes there. So that's kind of comical. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and spoil this. There is a surprise guest appearance by the beautiful Zazie Beats, also from Atlanta. I won't tell you exactly what it is that she's doing. She isn't in the movie very long, but I always enjoy her on the screen. So I wish she could have got some more screen time. And the ending is pretty satisfactory because there's another key appearance that's made, and this actress, you hear her voice throughout the movie as she is guiding Brad Pitt through what he needs to do through some type of headphone device, but you don't get to see who that is guiding him until the end of the movie. And I'll just say she is a pretty significant star in Hollywood. So it wraps up in a kind of a neat way. I'm not sure if I would want a sequel, but this seems like the type of movie that's just destined for a sequel, because it's probably going to make good money. And you know how Hollywood is. If we can do it again, let's do it again. But I highly recommend Bullet Train. If you saw it already, uh, let me know what you thought of it. And I'll just say I don't even care if you talk about spoilers um, in the comments section because I came close and I did spoil one thing. So if you like the movie, let me know. If you didn't like it, and also let me know, do you think there should be a Bullet Train too? And if so, would you go see it? Jay Spruill.